At first I thought I was dreaming. My ears were ringing.
Appearing like a ghost has done this. No evidence, no weapon. Everybody in the house says, I don't know, $400,000 life insurance policy. It sounds a lot like she had the motivation to want this to happen.
Didn't think of anything at all.
I'm looking you in your eyes.
Doesn't mean
I did not kill him.
She was happy that I was going to kill somebody.
The story unfolds in Douglas County, Nevada. On the dawn of February 21st, 2008, an urgent call reaches the Douglas County 911 dispatch center.
Douglas County 911, address of your emergency.
Wellsworth, please.
And what's going on there?
I think I just heard a loud noise. I don't know if someone broke into our house and shot my husband. I was sleeping. I heard a gun noise go off, and I tried waking him up, and then I thought he got sick, so...
You heard a gun noise and what?
Yes, I heard a gun noise. I don't know if the person's still in here. I looked out my front door, and it's open, but I'm afraid to go out there.
Okay, just stay where you're at. Are you in a room that you can lock?
Yeah.
Okay, so this gun noise is like a gunshot?
Yeah. I turned up the light to wake up my husband, and it's really, really bad.
What's really bad?
My husband.
Did he shoot himself?
No.
Where's your husband at?
No, lay down, lay down. I'm so sorry.
Where's your husband at?
He's in our room. He was laying next to me.
Okay, is he awake?
No, he's dead.
He's dead.
Mm-hmm.
So you think somebody came in and shot him?
Yeah. Please get somebody here.
Okay, while I'm talking to you, my partner is dispatching units out, okay?
I know, lay down, Liz.
Who are you talking to right now?
My daughter. And I can't get in to go see my brothers here.
Did you see anybody?
No. Not at all.
Do you know where the gun is? Is the gun laying by your husband?
Right next to him. I haven't even looked.
Okay, where are you in the house right now?
I'm in my daughter's bedroom.
Were you laying next to your husband when this happened?
Yeah, I was sleeping. And I heard this loud noise. And like something hit me in the head, and I was like, oh, that's weird. So I get up, and I'm like, 'cause I smell gunpowder, and I get up, and I'm like, babe, did you hear that? And then I thought he had gotten sick. I was like, babe, he got sick. And I turned on the light because I just see a little blood right next to me.
Okay, and you said the front door is open?
Mm-hmm.
And was the front door open when you went to bed?
No.
Is the front door normally unlocked?
Yes.
Did you hear any vehicles take off or anything?
No. No.
Okay, so when you woke up, you didn't see anybody running? You didn't hear anybody running?
No. It took me a minute to like register, like to think what the heck's going on.
Okay, how old is your husband?
36.
36?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have weapons in the house?
Yeah, my brother's room.
Okay, what kind of weapons are typically in the house?
Oh no, he has hunting guns, and I don't think they're normally in the house. I think they're normally in the garage.
Has your husband been depressed at all lately or anything like that?
No, not at all. We just got married not even a year ago.
You just got married? Okay. The police are already on their way, okay? I'm going to keep you on the phone. What is your name?
Melissa Oxley.
Melissa Oxley?
Mm-hmm.
And your daughter's okay, correct?
Yes.
She's fine?
I'm just trying to stay calm for her.
Okay, good. You're doing a really good job. How do you spell your last name, Melissa?
Oxley.
And your husband, what is his name?
Ben Oxley. Oxley. Just stay calm.
Okay, does he have anybody that's been making threats against him lately or anything like that?
No, not at all. Can I call my mom, please?
I'd prefer if I stay on the phone with you, just in case somebody comes back or anything like that.
I'm here.
Okay, they're coming fast. Hang on, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You're doing a good job. Stay with me. Okay, how old is your daughter?
6.
And she's okay? She doesn't know what's going on?
She's okay. She doesn't know.
Okay.
There's someone here. Are they here?
I don't think so. What do you hear?
Someone else. I think in my kitchen.
You hear somebody in your kitchen?
Mm-hmm. Tell them to hurry, please.
Do you hear like footsteps or do you hear rattling around?
No, well, it's kind of like a step.
Do you have a dog or animal?
No, we have 2 cats.
2 cats?
Please tell them to hurry.
Okay, they're going as fast as they can, actually. And it sounds like they're arriving on scene here any minute now.
Hurry.
Okay, you're doing good. You're doing good. Do you hear anything else?
No.
Where is the bedroom in relationship to the front door, the bedroom that you're in?
In the back.
And where is your the bedroom where your husband's in?
In the back. Are they here yet? Tell them to hurry.
Yeah, right now they're getting on scene, okay? Don't move until I tell you, okay? The front door is unlocked, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's open.
Did you open the front door?
No.
No,
I
she
came
didn't.
out. That's why I called 911 and went back and checked on my husband because I originally asked to see what that noise was that I heard. And then I realized my door was open, so I went back to see my husband, and it's bad.
They're checking around the house right now, okay? But just stay in the bedroom with your daughter, okay?
According to Melissa's account of hearing noises in the kitchen, the officers suspect that the shooter may be inside the house. Among the responders is Sergeant John Stork from the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. Upon entering the residence through the open front door, they head into a bedroom on the right, where they spot someone in the bed, hidden under the covers. Announcing their presence, they instruct the individual to reveal their hands. After a brief delay, a boy emerges from the bed, and Stork's partner detains him. Meanwhile, Sergeant Stork notices a woman and a child in the hallway. The woman identifies herself as Melissa Oxley, holding a phone, accompanied by her 6-year-old stepdaughter, Elisa Oxley. The person in the bedroom turns out to be 17-year-old Craig Nichols, Melissa's brother. Within 20 minutes of the initial call, the officers secured the scene and accounted for everyone inside the house. Detective Ron Elgez arrives and examines the situation. Inside the master bedroom lies the body of Benjamin Oxley, Melissa's husband. Upon closer inspection, they discover a significant gunshot wound to the back of Ben's head, with blood spatter on the walls and shotgun pellets on and around the bedding. Detective Elgez deduces that Ben was shot while sleeping. Benjamin Oxley, originally from Hawaii, grew up between Hawaii and Arizona. In 1997, he met his first wife, Dawn, a single mother of 2 in Indiana. They relocated to Arizona, where their daughter Elisa was born. Their marriage ended in 2003, and during the separation process, Ben met Melissa, who worked at Western Nevada Supply. Despite initial resistance, Melissa eventually agreed to a date, during which Ben introduced her to his daughter, Elisa. Elisa remained his top priority. Ben and Melissa tied the knot on September 17, 2006.
Promise to Ben to be to him in all things a true, loving wife. If so, please say I do. Alyssa, will you promise to share in the love of this family? If so, will you please say I will?
A special ceremony was held for Elisa, during which Melissa officially accepted her as her daughter and presented her with a bracelet. Ben was widely known as a cheerful, easygoing father who was on good terms with everyone. He generously offered Melissa's brother Craig a place to stay during his time of need. Meanwhile, investigators at the scene gathered gunshot residue samples, or GSR for short, from both Craig and Melissa. They also photographed Melissa, who was found with blood and brain matter on her. Afterward, Melissa, Craig, and Elisa are taken to the station while crime scene technicians arrive. Upon initial examination of the house by detectives, shotgun shells are discovered on Craig's dresser, along with multiple shotguns in the garage. The presence of these weapons and ammunition raises suspicion among the detectives. They consider the possibility that Ben and Craig had a dispute, leading to Craig retaliating by shooting Ben during the night. At the station, all residents of the house are separated for interrogation. It's noted that the footage from Melissa's second interview is being used, as her first interview was only audio recorded. However, she provides consistent details in both interviews.
Unfortunately, I keep asking you questions so we can continue to you understand, change, see what's what, and try to completely eliminate you and Craig, so we can keep working on those other persons. Okay. So I have a couple just some basic questions. First of all, you remember your Miranda rights and all that I read to you. You understand? You understand that you want to keep talking right now? You can have your own free will. Do you guys have a life insurance policy?
Yeah.
What is it a large amount? What is it?
I don't know how much it is.
Everybody, paints you guys as a model couple. And you're upset. I'm just gonna keep trying to talk you through it so we can just keep going. So obviously couples argue.
We don't.
Never argue.
We didn't.
Never argued at all. How did you solve your differences?
We didn't have many.
Correct me if I'm trying to remember. What?
We just talked.
Okay.
We never yelled at each other.
You guys, did you date prior? You've been married a year and a half, approximately. You said.
Yeah, we've been almost 4.
And almost together 4. So it's been 4 years you've been together.
During that custody battle, did you ever get stressed out or angry or lose control?
Frustrated.
Frustration is normal. It's a very tense situation, so that's not really a big deal.
How's finances in your house right now?
Fine. I mean, we have our bills, but we're not like in debt, and we were trying to get them all paid off this year. That was our goal, to buy a house.
Mm-hmm. So there's not a tremendous amount of debt.
None at all.
Okay, I need to talk about some evidence things real fast. Okay? This being your bed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll say the pillows are here.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you sleeping? Okay. And where was Ben? We'll say. How close to you? I mean,
pretty semi-close. Like, I think my face was facing his, so my face was like here, and he was like there.
So, what would you say this distance was? And a guess.
1 inch, 2 inches, I guess. I don't know.
Do you guys usually sleep where you're kind of cuddling, touching? Like,
No. Normally we sleep back to back.
Back to back.
Well, because I fall asleep first, and I'm always comfortable on that side because I have back problems.
But you guys sleep close together, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what were you wearing when you went to bed?
What you saw me in.
Okay. How was the blankets? I know you had the Giants blanket on you.
I have no idea.
What about your face? Do you...
Yeah, normally like here. Like
Okay.
chest, arms, like Ben always kicks them down off the end of the bed, and that's why I have my giant blanket. And I always have that because him and Alyssa don't sleep with blankets on.
I'm going to go over some stuff. You said you got up about 2 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know it was 2?
Because I remember looking at a clock or seeing a clock, and then in the bed everything was fine, and then I remember hearing the ruckus in the kitchen a little bit, thinking it was just a cat, and going back to bed, and then that sound, like, I remember hearing a gunshot. Like, I didn't know it was a gunshot, but just a loud noise, and then I thought I was dreaming, but then my ear was ringing, and I'm like, am I, dreaming? And then I started smelling the gun smoke, and that's what made me wake up and like, Ben, are you there? Something I remember hitting me on the head.
What do you mean?
Something like hit me. I don't know if it was a piece of him. I don't know. No. Craig made us dinner on the couch, and I don't remember being like I fell asleep. I remember Ben trying to wake me up and say, "Hey, babe, come to bed." I just fell asleep, and I'm tired. Like working 2 jobs is not
Tell me when.
easy.
You got up at 2. When you got into bed, did you kiss Ben goodnight? Did you talk to him at all?
No.
Did you look at him at all? Do you remember, did he look fine at 2
Yeah.
o'clock?
Yeah.
He wasn't injured in any way?
No.
Okay.
Because I snuggled up next to him,
Right.
pulled closer, and I must have and that's why I think I didn't move and turn over to my side like I normally would, because I was already sleeping and had just gone in there and fell back asleep.
You said you heard some noise in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
You described this kind of randomly.
It sounded like pots or pans, or I was like, oh, the cats are jumping over the sink, and that's what I thought, like dishes or them knocking a plant down, because that's all very normal.
From that time that you heard that noise to when you heard the gunshot, had you gone back to sleep, or was it?
Yeah.
So you don't know what the time delay was or the difference, but you think you got back to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know it was, because I woke up thinking I was dreaming.
I have some dynamic problems, okay? I understand that I don't work off of people's emotions. I don't work off of passion. I have to work off of evidence. That's how we work. What I'm seeing, and I have to confront you on some things to make sure I understand what's going on, is first of all, is that at this range, in the amount of blood that came out, you don't have any on you. Okay, there should have been some amounts of blood on you.
And that's what's weird. So I got up, I heard those noises, and I got up and I went out, on my own. And at that time, I remember looking at Ben. He was fine. I just shook him. Didn't see anything. And it was still dark enough, so I have no idea. So I went out there, and then I came back, and that's when I, was like, babe, I tried going over to the side, and I kneeled on the bed, and I was like, babe, you're throwing up. I was like, babe, you're getting sick. Because that's what I saw in the dark. That's when, I heard gurgling. And, that's when I, saw stuff coming out, and then I went and turned on the light and realized what had happened.
Another problem, if this is the wall, okay, here's your nightstand, is that the angle trajectory of everything, there is little pellets, okay, at the level that should have struck you. And I don't understand why.
I normally am lower than Ben, laying in bed. He always has pillows, and I lie pretty flat. And if anything, I have normally a little purple pillow.
Okay.
Just smaller. I do remember something hitting me, but I don't I don't know. I don't know.
Detectives turn to Craig to get his side of the story.
Second interview, same date, 2/21/08. Time is 5:30 a.m. Here with Craig Nichols. Okay, I'm going to ask you some questions. I'm going to read your Miranda rights so you understand them. Okay? You ever had your Miranda rights read, do you?
No, not recently.
Okay. You allowed me to take the gunshot residues test off your hands. I appreciate that. Any problem with me doing that?
No.
Do you understand what that does, that test? Did they explain to you?
He said that it, like, gets the gun...
If you fire a gun, it tells us.
Yeah.
And do you work right now?
No, I'm in school.
What school do you go to?
Douglas.
12th grade?
Yes.
Why are you living with Melissa and Ben?
Because my mom got back together with Richard, and I don't like
Go ahead and tell me what your take on today was. What happened?
I was sleeping, and then all of a sudden I got woke up with a bunch of lights in my face.
You didn't even hear anything going on, huh?
Not until the cop was like, walked in and was like, "We got one in here." Well, it had his lights in my face, so I couldn't see anything. That's it.
What time did you go to bed?
I went to bed. I fell asleep on the couch with Melissa. And then I got up and went in my room at about 1 something. Melissa was still on the couch. I don't know what time she went to bed.
Is that something you normally do?
No.
Sleep on the couch? Does Melissa usually sleep on the couch?
No. They always sleep in the room.
She doesn't fall asleep on the couch?
Oh, she falls asleep on the couch because we usually watch a movie while we're eating dinner.
Okay.
As soon as you put a movie on, she's...
How's your relationship with Ben?
Very well. I talk to him more than most of my brothers.
How'd it go? What was his mood last night?
Happy. We were all laughing at that movie.
He watched a movie with you?
Yeah.
You have guns?
I have a shotgun. It's not under my name. And then I have my brother, my younger brother, has his shotgun over there too.
And where are those at?
They were in the garage.
You think anybody would want to hurt Ben?
Everybody likes him. I really don't see anyone that would want to hurt him. Besides maybe his ex-wife, but that's like the only person that I could think of. Dawn, I think.
Why do you think she'd want to hurt him?
Well, I don't really think that's the only one that I could even think of that would want to hurt him. I don't know why. Maybe.
Both Melissa and Craig consent to undergo polygraph examinations, which are scheduled for a few days later to provide time for grieving. However, the revelation that 6-year-old Alyssa may have witnessed the events catches investigators off guard.
Alyssa, how old are you?
6.
So, Alyssa, you told me in the bedroom. Can you tell me again what you told me about last night?
Well, I was just fast asleep. My mom, I saw her woke. I just heard like noise, talking and stuff, and I was just fast asleep when my mom heard the shot on my dad, and I just woke up when she turned on the light, and I heard that someone shot my dad.
Okay. What did you hear, though? Instead of what you heard people say, did you hear anything?
Don't think about what I was telling 911. Did you hear anything?
I heard.
Did you hear anybody walk or anything?
I think I heard a little creak at the door.
Okay. Did you see anybody?
No, I was just fast asleep, but I woke up and heard this creak at the front door. I heard it, and I just looked out, and I saw someone walking in, and I just went back.
Do you know who they were?
I don't know who it was.
Male or female?
I don't know who it was, and after that, I just saw my mom coming in, and blood was all over her.
Okay.
Once detectives concluded their interviews, additional investigators headed to the residence of Ben's ex-wife and Alyssa's mother, Dawn, located just 20 minutes away from Ben's house. Upon informing Dawn of Ben's passing, she visibly appeared distressed. Later, they escorted her to the station for further questioning.
I watch this stuff on TV. This is not me.
Okay.
This is not my life.
Dawn, real
Why
quick.
do I watch this stuff on TV?
I need to read Miranda before we say anything.
Okay.
Okay. That's
I have a right to.
Dawn, please. 221. It's 7:45. Case number 0804925. I'm here with Dawn Oxley. What time did you get to work yesterday?
4.
4. What time did you get off work?
Well, they signed me out at 8:15. I left at 8:30.
Did you go straight home?
Yeah.
You didn't stop anywhere?
No.
Okay. Who was at the house last night?
My son, Devin, my daughter, Brandy, and James. And James is my, best friend's son. He hangs out there a lot, and he helps me watch my kids when I'm at work.
And how old is James?
James is 21.
What's his last name?
Matt Lean, Matlean.
Are you romantically involved with James?
No. Him and I are just really good friends.
But he sleeps in your bed with
you. Well, he sleeps in the bed. It doesn't mean he sleeps in the bed with me, but he sleeps in there, yes. Because I know at 11 o'clock I did a shot and I went, I can't drink anymore because I really don't feel good and I have to get up this morning. I was supposed to get up this morning and go do all kinds of stuff today.
How many shots do you think you had?
At that point I had I think that was my third or fourth one.
How about throughout the course of the night? Did you have any more?
I had to have done at least five, and maybe six.
And what time did you think you went to sleep?
I watched the movie The Departed and Descent, and I don't know, about 4:30.
Okay. At 4:30, who else is still up?
James was still awake with me, and he kept telling me to go to bed.
Tell me about Ben. What's your relationship like?
I really tried to avoid him at all.
How long you guys been divorced?
Since 2004.
How long were you married?
I married him. I got together with him in 97. We married in 99. I got divorced in 04. In 07, we went to court. In 2005, he asked if he could keep my daughter for a while, and it's really hard being a mom with 3 kids, one parent with 3 kids. So I said, okay, and he pushed, and what do you want to know? Because there's a history there that's one thing after another.
Well, just trying to establish.
And I didn't,
the family dynamics. So Alyssa is your child together.
He hates me. The man hates me. He hates me for asking him for the divorce. He hates me for leaving him. He hates me for everything. He got remarried to Melissa, and that's who takes care of my daughter.
How does that make you feel?
How does that make me feel?
Yeah.
Melissa's a good person. I'm sure she could take care of her just fine. But it is my daughter. It would be nice if I could take care of her, but I try to make it okay by saying, you know what, I have 2 kids already. I'm a single parent, and maybe she'd be better off. The worst part of it, what hurts is when she calls her mom.
What happened in court for the courts to give her custody over here?
We went to court, and I didn't get my day in court. I didn't get it. They heard him all day, and the judge said he didn't have time. We're out of time. We're not going to pay them for overtime.
Okay. So the courts ruled. They gave that
in his favor, yeah. They ruled in his favor, and the judge at the end said, this can be overturned. If I've got $5,000 to $8,000 to pull out of my, okay.
As a result of the custody, were you required to pay anything, child support?
Yeah, he got custody the date of the trial, and then there was a conference call a month and a half, 2 months later, and they tried to tell me that I made more money than I did. Anyway, he brought it down. He said $200 a month, plus I have to pay half their insurance.
Are you angry with Ben over all this? How does it make you feel?
Well, yeah, I'm angry with him. I was angry with him 4 years ago. I was angry with him 6 years ago when he cheated on me in the marriage. I was angry. I was always angry. That's why I asked for the divorce. I was angry when he busted up my house when I said I think we need a divorce. Yeah.
Do you know of anyone that would want to hurt him? Anyone at all? And there's a difference between someone that would want to hurt him and someone that's capable of doing it. Somebody that would know where he lived.
God, I don't know. I don't.
Something I'm going to have to ask you.
To think somebody would want to hurt him.
Don, something I'll have to ask you. Did you do it?
No. That's my daughter loves her daddy, and I know that.
It's a question that we have to ask.
Okay, no, I didn't.
Did you?
I didn't hurt my ex-husband.
Did you arrange to have it done?
No.
Okay. Would you be willing to take a polygraph test to verify those statements?
Yeah.
Following the conclusion of Dawn's interview, she spends some time with her daughter Alyssa at the station. Next, detectives proceed to conduct a second interview with Melissa.
Did you think of anything at all? Any past enemies, debts that were owed, people that you pissed off at work, side job that went wrong, anything at all?
Some of the other issues we're having is it wasn't a theft. Nothing was stolen, as far as we can tell. No one burglarized the house. It wasn't a burglary gone wrong, because usually that's an execution of everybody. So it is definitely, it's something you guys know, and some it was personal.
I know. That's what we've already been thinking about. And I don't understand why.
Well, that's what we're going to find out is why.
Do you think the problems that Ben had with Dawn, do you think she's mad enough at him to do this?
Yes.
To make that leap from...
And if not her, she would have to find someone she knows enough bad people. She was so mad. So mad.
What would be her reason in your mind?
Well, before, when I first met Ben, like, I've always heard from Scott and Cindy, Brandy's dad hated her. Or hated them. And always he was going to get out and kill him. We used to take Brandy when me and Ben first got together, because I came from a divorced family and have issues, and my heart goes out to children. So we started taking Brandy, but then Brandy started lying and stealing from Alyssa and hitting Alyssa. And Alyssa was only 3. And I remember calling Dawn on the issue and saying we weren't going to take her no more. And she goes, "I'm done raising my children." That was her response to me. All that I've heard from Ben, like, I honestly don't know too much about her except for what I've seen and how she mothers. I don't know anything much about them in their past. I know Cindy has told me that they would get in hand fights, like, they would fight.
Physical fights.
Physical fights in their marriage. I do know that. I do know that Dawn despises Ben. Despises that we won. She's a very self-centered person. And she's the only one that I can think that would have a reason to kill him.
What do you think if, and people are telling us that picture that you're painting of Dawn has been portrayed by others too?
Upon speaking with the 4 individuals present at Dawn's residence, they confirmed their presence there throughout the entire night. However, during a second interview where they are asked to recall the events of that night, Dawn's story remains consistent except for the details concerning the early morning hours.
I sent James down to 7-Eleven to get cigarettes. I don't even know what time that was. I don't know what time that was. I know it was late.
Can you just take a guess, thinking back on what time that might have been?
No. I'm assuming it was really early in the morning. I was really, really drinking a lot, so.
Surveillance footage verified James's presence at the convenience store on the morning of the homicide, provoking detectives to have questions for him. However, James declined to speak with them, delaying their inquiries. Meanwhile, the results of the gunshot residue tests for James, Dawn, Melissa, and Craig all came back negative. Additionally, Melissa and Craig both passed polygraph tests, clearing them as suspects. In an effort to apply pressure and potentially produce information, a team of officers initiated open surveillance on James and Dawn. This surveillance revealed that their relationship extended beyond mere friendship, as they were frequently seen together. This discovery raised suspicions regarding the honesty of their statements. Approximately 7 months after the murder, police finally had an opportunity to speak with James when they arrested him for failing to register as a felon. It was discovered that the address he provided to his parole officer did not match the one on his driver's license. James was on parole after serving a year for grand theft of a motor vehicle, having been paroled just 4 months before Ben's death.
I told you I had information that you were involved. And that's what I believe.
You think I killed him? Do you honestly to God think I killed this guy?
You were involved.
You really do think that?
James, I know you're involved. But before we go any further, let me explain a couple things, okay? Because you're in custody, and because you came here, you asked to speak to me, I want to make sure that we're not violating any of your rights, okay? And this is really important for us to sit and talk. I'm glad you called and asked for me to come down here and talk. I mean, I was on my day off today, but I come in to talk to you, okay? I do have to get the Miranda rights stuff out of the way. Because you're in custody, you know how this works. You're in jail, you just take the handcuffs off you, okay? You don't have to talk to me. You asked to talk to me, okay?
Is this interview being recorded?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
Okay.
I said before, Jim, that I'm going to be completely honest with you with everything that I have, okay? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you about anything. I don't expect you to lie to me about anything. The information in this case is that you were involved in the death of Ben Oxley, okay? I have lots of information. I'm going to explain to you. We've been watching you for 6 months. We were watching you when you were down at your trade class. Okay? Phones, everything. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a very important interview for you. You have to be honest. That's the only way anything in this situation is going to help you out. Put it on speakerphone.
How do you do that? Don? Don? It's James.
What's up?
They arrested me for this stupid thing. My bail is $5,000 cash only.
Hold on. I got them calling me back. Okay, hold on.
No, wait, I'm not. No. I only have one phone. I only have one phone call.
They're calling me. Hold on. Shit. Stop answering. Listen. You get out today, okay?
You promise you're gonna post my bail?
They'll get you out if you let me answer the goddamn phone.
Okay, answer it.
They hung up.
They want me to. I've told them I'll take the lie detector test if they want. Get the $5,000 and pay my bail. I will go to court, please.
Okay. I got it. Okay?
Okay.
I'll do it today.
You promise I'll be out today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
No, what? Listen, I'm gonna tell you something right now, okay? I got out of prison. I sold drugs to kids. I was f***ed up. I had no... I didn't give a f*** going back to prison. These kids were so pissed at me because I quit selling drugs and I grew the f*** up and I didn't want to do it anymore. I don't want to go back to prison. I don't care what you've heard. Don't do this to this guy.
And we need to talk. Like you said,
I will talk to you. Let me go, man.
Fill out the Miranda form. So I understand that you know your rights. You know you don't have to talk to me.
I will fill this out. If you tell me you're going to let me go.
I can't promise that. All I can promise you is that we will talk, okay? This situation with you, as far as being arrested for not registering as a felon, will be taken care of, okay? We can talk to the judge, whatever, but I can't promise you those things to get you to talk to me about something else. It doesn't.
Here, look.
If I do that, I'm violating your rights, okay?
Look,
I can't make
I'm
promises.
signing everything. What else do I need to sign? Is that it?
It says that you understand your rights.
I understand my rights.
It says that you'll talk to me. Sign right here.
Where? You guys are f***ing me and you have no idea what the fuck
Okay.
Look.
Let me ask you something, James. Right.
I
explained to you.
stayed my life out, dude. I went to school.
We've been on your ass for the last 6 months.
And what do you think you have on me?
You're missing gun.
Missing gun? I know when I was in prison, my mom bought something, I'm pretty sure it was a shotgun for my brother.
Mm-hmm.
I just found out 3 weeks ago that she sold it. My brother thought that it was somewhere.
It was at Don's house.
I don't know.
You do know.
I don't. Whether you believe me or not.
James, if we're going to have these conversations, you can't lie to me.
Oh my God. My parents would not jeopardize me going back to prison. If it was at Don's house, where was it? Where?
It was in the shed.
The shed in the back? My mom is the only
James,
person that had a key to
you
that.
lied to me when I talked to you.
When? What did I say?
The times that when we first talked. Remember I talked to you? When this first happened in the garage? You and I sat down there. You lied to me during that interview. Several times.
I lied to you.
You did, right?
Oh my God. I'm going to stop talking real quick. I want to ask, can I ask you questions?
Absolutely anything you want. Absolutely.
And you're going to be honest with me, and you're not going to, I don't want you to tell me I'm a liar. I want you to just answer me.
Sure.
What do you think I lied to you about?
In that first interview, when I originally asked you if you had gone out of the house that night, you told me no.
Okay.
You made up a big story about how you guys watched movies all night long, how you passed out on the couch, how you, et cetera, et cetera. You went on about that. Later, I found out through surveillance video that you were at 7-Eleven.
I admitted that.
Later, you lied to me during the first interview. Did you not?
Look, it wasn't...
No, my turn to ask a question. Did you or did you not lie to me during that interview?
What I said to you, I I'm an alcoholic. I'm not gonna lie about that, okay? You can go to 7-Eleven and ask anybody who works there. I go there all the time and get liquor.
I know.
About 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you guys are there.
Me going and telling you I didn't leave was not... I go there all the time. Every night I go to 7-Eleven. It was not an intentional lie saying I didn't go anywhere. It's just some... You don't believe me. It doesn't matter what I say right now.
It absolutely does. It does. And you're right. And we saw you on surveillance the night before with Don at 7-Eleven. And what makes us worried is that you're at 7-Eleven 1:30, almost an hour and a half before Ben is killed. It's too coincidental for us just to go, oh, James, you tell us the truth. What happened? We're going to leave.
Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't even remember that first interview. I don't even remember the names of the movies I told you I watched. I remember one was Descent.
You remember one?
And I don't remember shit. I don't remember what time I told you. I don't remember that. I don't know.
From our investigation, we have determined that you and Don are involved. Okay? I didn't say you pulled the trigger, didn't say Don pulled the trigger, didn't say whatever. Okay? But you guys are involved. Ben obviously was killed.
To tell me, do you think I sat wherever the hell he was killed at and pulled his goddamn trigger and killed him?
I don't have all the pieces to the puzzle. Okay? Do I think it's possible? Yes.
You think I killed him?
I think it's possible. But I know for a fact that you were involved.
How do you know?
James, because I told you. We've been listening to phone conversations. We've been watching where you are. We've been watching where Dawn is.
Despite James denying involvement, the police maintained surveillance on Dawn. Detectives observed her growing discomfort with being under surveillance. Sensing the mounting stress she was experiencing, they hoped that this pressure would cause her to make a statement. After nearly 2 years of surveillance, during which Dawn violated probation for a DUI conviction, she finally reached a point where she was willing to talk.
We're going to record this. It might be like videotaped or something.
I'm going to record this. Like I told you from the beginning.
I'm not going to be like on one of those little black and white tapes anywhere, am I?
Black and white tapes?
The other ones you see on TV. It was a while after that he said, no, I could really go take care of it. You know what I mean? Take care of Ben or whatever it is. You could, something along those lines. And he was on the phone. And he said, do you want me to go do that? I'm sitting there going, are you serious? Are you kidding me? What? And then I'm like, what the hell is today? And I kind of sat there and no. What do you know? And he goes, well, it's either now or never. And I'm like, no. No. You can't be serious about it because this is ridiculous. That was the way I looked at it.
Okay. Why were you thinking about what day it was?
I don't know. I do that. I was trying to remember what day, Wednesday, Thursday, what the hell day is today?
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't even know. Or it was just one of those things I do. I'm like, what the hell is today?
Wednesday's not good for killing. Well, how about Friday?
Well, I don't know. It's just
Okay.
one of those things. I remember asking him what was today. I'm trying to remember every word, and I can't remember every word. All I know is what my mind was in was that whoever was on the phone could go kill Ben that night with him. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what was in my. That's what I got from this whole.
Okay.
What he said, and I know I told him no. And I remember me kind of shaking my head. I was drunk, remember?
What do you remember next?
He left to go to 7-Eleven. And he took my card. He was supposed to get cigarettes and he was going to pull money out of the account. Actually, you know what? I didn't even know about the money out of the account until a day later or something. I remember he told me a couple days later, when you guys came to question us, when you came over, like before you guys came over to my house, he said, if they ask you about your bank statement, or if they look at your bank account, then tell them I went to 7-Eleven that night and pulled out the money, pulled out $40 out of your account. He didn't want me to say that he had went to 7-Eleven until you guys came to me saying, well, why was this pulled out of this type of 7-Eleven? Because I told you guys he had went to 7-Eleven. And then when you guys left, I told him that, and he said, why did you tell them? They're asking me what happened. I told them what happened, that you went to 7-Eleven. That was you were the only person that left that night.
Right.
I'm like, well, what difference would it make? You went to 7-Eleven, you came back. What, you know what I mean? other than that puts me being alone and him being alone and him not being there. You know what I mean? I kind of put that all together. I know he went to his mother's house. Okay, I found out later he had went to his mom's house because his mom asked me, like a couple days later, or told me she was kind of freaked out because he showed up at her house and he asked her to borrow her car and he took her keys. The keys to the shed where they kept the guns were on her keychain.
Okay.
She asked if she could keep those there because he was on parole and he was living with her. After he left the house, I fell asleep on the couch.
Okay.
All the lights in the house were on. I was sitting up and I I was out. I don't even know how long it was. And then he came back, because when he came in, he woke me up and said, "It's done." And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I mean, now mind you, I just slept for, I don't even know how long. Around 4:30 you guys showed up. So this would have been around 3 then that he showed up. Because he woke me up and he said, "It's done." And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He said, "I need you to get up and I need you to follow me to my mom's house so I can drop my truck off." And I went, what the hell? I mean, I'm still kind of bewildered. I was totally drunk and then turn around and now I'm waking up out of a dead sleep trying to understand what he's doing, what he's talking about. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He said, the cops are going to be here. I can't remember if he said, like, I shot Ben or Ben's dead or Ben's been shot or Ben's been killed or, you know what I mean? I don't remember the words.
Okay.
I think I said, you kidding, right? And I kept, are you kidding? Okay, I'll follow you over there. And I'm, like, out of it still. So I get in my truck and all the way over there, I know I'm, like, going, this is not happening. He's kidding, right? I mean, it's not real yet in my head. It's just not happening. I don't understand it. I'm not understanding it. It's just not there yet.
Right.
When he heard you guys come in and heard that Ben had been shot, he didn't want you guys to find the guns, so he put them in his truck, and that's why his truck was over at his mom's house, and then his mom the next day, I think it was the next day, couldn't understand how his truck got over there when it was at my house to begin with. He came in and he woke me up. I was on the couch. I was laying there on the couch. Okay. So I haven't seen him from the time he left to go to 7-Eleven until he just woke me up. Haven't heard from him, haven't seen him, haven't nothing. I was out. I was in my Explorer. He was in the truck. Followed him over to his mom's house. He parked the truck on the dirt there, and he got in the truck in my car with me. And I came back, and I don't know how he phrased Ben was dead.
But you recall him saying something about that?
Yeah, because I kept going, what in the hell is going on?
Dawn's additional statements did not directly implicate her further in the crime. However, the investigative team remained convinced that there was more to the story and that Dawn was involved. In pursuit of justice against the individual who pulled the trigger, the district attorney reached an immunity agreement with Dawn. In exchange for her testimony against James, Dawn agreed to provide a truthful account of the events surrounding Ben's murder. Consequently, on June 9, 2010, James Matlin was arrested for first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. 7 months following his arrest, James agreed to provide a statement detailing his involvement in the murder. However, specific conditions were set.
This can't be used against me in court if this doesn't go.
No, if they don't accept our offer, then it can't be used against you in court. It can't be used for impeachment purposes either.
See, I got out of prison October 11, 2007. I started hanging out at Dawn's house. Probably mid-December, we started the relationship on January 14th. Throughout that time, I was underage when I got out of prison. I was drinking a lot. So I could drink over there. My mom would let me drink at her house, so I spent a lot of time at Dawn's house drinking. I'm just going to jump ahead to that night. I just want to get that part of the statement over with. The night of February 20th, I was with Devin, and I think Eric, we went to Burger King, and I got a call from either Dawn or Brandy saying that Dawn would come home early. We went back to the house. Dawn was upset. She was pissed off. We started drinking. We had Southern Comfort. We had multiple shots in the garage. Multiple shots. We spent hours in the garage, in the house, in the bedroom. We started talking about Rick Haggerty, about how a couple of days earlier he had snuck into the doggy door to see what Dawn was up to. We started arguing about Rick. Well, not arguing, just started berating him, talking badly about him, about how much of a piece of shit we thought he was in the garage. I made the comment to Don that I'll take out Rick. Then Don looked at Devin and said, Devin, who, if anybody, would I want to fall off the face of the earth? Devin said, Ben. I said, I'll take care of Ben. And she said, I don't want you to take care of Ben, I want you to kill Ben. I said, you want me to kill Ben? She said, yes. I said, okay. And then we got into conversation / argument about how much my family owed her, because while I was in prison, my mom lived with her, and I was calling Don's house while I was in prison, running the phone bill up, how everything's about Don. Everybody owes Don something. After that, we spent time in the bedroom, in the kitchen, talking about it more, drinking more. And later in the night, it got more serious. I asked Dawn to draw me out a diagram of Ben's house. She drew me out a diagram of Ben's house on a white piece of printer paper. And then I started asking her questions like, is there guns in the house? Is there dogs in the house? Is there an alarm system? Exact routes to the house? I mean, people would be there. And then from there, it just escalated to very serious, if this was going to happen thing. I told Dawn that I would need some things. And so she gave me her bank card. I went to 7-Eleven and pulled out $40. After I went to 7-Eleven, I took my truck back to my mom's house because we figured the police would show up in the morning and we didn't want a warm vehicle at the house if the police showed up. I took my truck back to Dawn's house, or back to my mom's house. While we were at my mom's house, I needed an excuse instead of just walking back for being in the house. So I asked my mom to give me a ride back to Dawn's house. I told her my truck was malfunctioning while my mom was getting ready. In my brother's bedroom, I had a blue trunk with a double-barrel 12-gauge shotgun in it that I hid next to the fence behind a 4x4. My mom then gave me a ride back to Dawn's house. We discussed it some more. We took Dawn's truck to my mom's house. We took my truck to Walmart. At Walmart, I bought the shotgun shells. I bought shoes. I bought rubber gloves. I bought paper towels. I bought duct tape. Got back to the car. Dawn and I took some more shots. Loaded the gun. Wiped the gun down. Wiped the box down. Wiped all the shells down that we touched. Wiped everything down. Put the shoes on. We drove to Ben's house because we had left the diagram on the computer table at the house. So I didn't know how to get into Ben's house or to lay out of the house. It was on the computer table. We went to Ben's house, drove past his house and went to the school. We turned around in the school parking lot, came back, so we were facing 395 and parked on the side of his house, probably about 25 feet past his house. We went to the front door of the house. The front door was locked. We then went to the right-hand side of the house, around the house, and through a sliding glass door. It's hard for me to talk about. On the way to Walmart, Dawn had asked if I'd kill Melissa too, and I agreed to it. I said I would do it. So we go in the house. The first thing I do is I go to the front door, and I unlock the front door and open it probably about 1.5 to 2 feet, so I have a way out. And then we go down the hallway, and as I'm walking down the hallway, Dawn stops in front of an open doorway, almost to the master bedroom, and I turn around and see that Dawn's not following me. And I go back and I grab her by her arm and pull her into the living room, and I'm whispering to her, what is she doing? She says that she's going to take Alyssa. You can't take Alyssa because it's their weekend. They'll know that we did this. And then order her back out to the truck. She goes to the truck. She's supposed to be in the driver's seat waiting for me. She goes to the truck. And I go into Ben's bedroom. And I'm standing there. And my eyes are adjusting. I'm standing there in a prone position. I'm standing there aiming this gun at his head. And things are going through my mind. Like, what am I doing? I'm sobering up really fast. Like, hours ago I was drinking and here I am with the gun in the back of somebody's head. I don't know how long I was standing there. Something, I don't know if it was an alarm clock or I don't know if it was somebody moving in the house or what it was. Something happened, I jolted and I pulled the trigger, it shot Ben. I killed Ben. I killed him.
Uncertain about the admissibility of James's statement, detectives continued investigating the case. In March 2011, police apprehended Dawn Oxley for allegedly involving her 15-year-old daughter, Brandy, in several drug transactions. Dawn was subsequently sentenced to 7 years in prison by the judge. However, in 2014, she was released after serving only 3 years. During her mother's imprisonment, Brandy agreed to speak with investigators. She shared details about comments James had made on the day of Ben's death.
Yeah. Inconspicuous. A couple things.
I don't really know anything about the murder.
Okay, and that's fine. And like when I said, obviously you're 15, right? So if you want your grandma in here, you can have her if you want to. If you just want to talk real quick, it'd be pretty simple. Okay.
That's fine.
And I know before you said you didn't know anything, but I might ask something that might jar your memory. Okay. So, and your mom's being cooperative with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So nothing to hide. I guess the night of, obviously it happened in 2008, so it was a while ago. Do you remember the night of February 20th at all, or?
All I remember was that morning.
Okay. Well, tell me about what you remember about that morning.
I had woken up and I was getting ready and I heard banging on the door. So my mom walked out and opened the door and I don't know if you were there that morning or not, but the detectives asked me to go back in my room. So I was standing in the crease of my door, like, how my door goes back.
Yeah.
I was standing right there and James was freaking out in the bedroom like, oh my God, what's going on? I think Ben was killed before the investigators ever said anything about it.
Okay.
And he had said that, and I kept listening, and I heard my mom start to cry, and that's when the investigators walked back into the room and looked and saw James and everything.
They just said go back to your room, basically?
He asked me to go back to my room,
okay.
And I just...
So you went back and you said you were standing at that crease,
yeah,
your door, right? And then you could see James standing there?
He was he was by my mom's shelf in the room, and it was dark in there. And he was pacing back and forth.
So the door was open, obviously, so you can see him. So you saw him pacing back and forth.
And he said, oh my God, what happened? Why are they here? I think Ben was murdered.
And did he look at you and say that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are making eye contact. Okay. And you said he said that before the investigators ever said anything about...
Because I remember that briefly. I was like, what are you talking about? And then 5 to 10 minutes later, I heard you guys tell my mom, or whoever was there, Ben... has been killed or Ben was murdered or whatever you guys said.
Okay. At that time, did you think of how did James know that before they said anything?
It didn't hit me.
In December 2011, James reached a plea agreement, pleading guilty to first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. The state agreed to recommend a sentence of life imprisonment with the possibility of parole after 20 years for the murder charge, along with a consecutive term of 10 years with the possibility of parole for the conspiracy charge. The agreement required that James must provide a truthful statement. However, despite the state's recommendation, the final decision rested with the judge. On March 16, 2012, James Matlin was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole by the judge. James's mother, Mary Matlin, after his sentencing, voluntarily spoke with detectives.
I think one of the big things, some of the things I have to establish before we get into actually what, some differences is, I guess, like I asked you before, is why? Why is the information now you're coming forward?
Honestly, I didn't believe James or Dawn had anything to do with this, or could. I didn't think my son could do this. So I didn't find it to be very important information. It's how my son confessed to murdering someone.
And why don't we segue into what was your relationship with Dawn?
She was my best friend. Until she just changed so dramatically.
When did she change?
After the murder. she began drinking so much, and I don't know how many times I had to go over there. Mom, come over here, she's going to commit suicide. No, she's not. She wants attention. But I would go spend the night over there and not let her hurt herself, which she wasn't going to do. I knew that, but I don't work with people like this all the time. But I still had to protect her. I'm an EMT. I'm in the medical field. I can't ignore when somebody tells me that. I'm not losing my license. And she was my friend. And I figured she was just going through a rough time. Her husband was killed. I'm going to be there as her friend. It got to a point, though, it was just too much. I could see what she was doing to him, how much he was drinking, how much he was changing. And I finally started convincing him to leave her. I started backing off as her friend. I don't know how many times. I saved her vehicle from DUIs and kids and took care of everything. And I realized I was enabling her. And the more I save her, the more she's going to keep doing it. So as I stopped being her friend and convincing my son that he needed something, and although from the beginning I told him not to date her, but he's an adult, and so I had to back off. And then I finally convinced him to leave. And she became more angry and told me that we would be sorry if he didn't come back from Seattle. And she called up there and harassing him and told him, I said, don't answer the phone, I won't talk to her. Which is why I changed his number so many times. She was my best friend.
How long were you guys best friends?
4 or 5 years.
Prior to the murder?
Yeah. She was responsible then. She worked, she took care of her kids, she was on top of things. And then it's like the day after this happened, she just started changing. I didn't notice it at first. She always drank quite a bit, as far as like when she got off work and stuff, and the more that I backed off, the more angry she became. She'd be in front of my house when I get home from work, drunk, which means she drove there drunk. Not okay,
Right.
So I had to just stop, because every time she'd come over, it'd be all night crying thing. And I need to just go in there and tell him I did it. If you did, yeah. If not, then shut up. Because I'm tired of hearing it. I got tired of it.
So when she said stuff like that, was she making it up and implying that she had something to do with it?
Yeah. And I encouraged her to come in here and tell you guys if she did. I said, if you did, absolutely. If not, what is the problem? Were you feeling sorry for yourself? You have your daughter. I'm taking care of all your crap. What is the issue? But she never would tell me. I don't know how many times she said that. I'm going to guess 4, 5, 6 times that I know for sure. I don't like to say wrong numbers.
Sure. It's kind of like what she told me the first time. I should just confess to this. I should just say I did it or whatever.
Yeah, why is that? Because if I did something like that, I wouldn't have a problem saying so. But that's the difference between us. I don't do anything like that. So I'm too kind-hearted, which I thought she was. And my son as well. And I truly still believe that he was, and I know he was under her influence because I saw the changes in him. That wasn't my son that I raised in the end.
I didn't get a chance, or no one gave me a copy of the letter that you sent to the district attorney's officer, Mr. Stover. So why don't you tell me what it is you...
Well, after I took James back to Don's house.
James and Dawn's statements remained consistent throughout the investigation, except for the inconsistency regarding whether Dawn accompanied James to Ben's house or remained at home. Due to insufficient evidence to determine the truth, no charges related to the case were brought against Dawn Oxley. In 2022, Dawn Oxley passed away at the age of 50. When the investigation concluded, Melissa was granted full custody of Elisa and formally adopted her. Instead of mourning the tragic events, Melissa chooses to focus on cherishing the memories of Ben, feeling his presence with her. Craig holds the belief that Dawn escaped justice for Ben's murder. He finds comfort in the bracelets inscribed with, "What would Jesus do?" and often reflects on, "What would Ben do?" as a guiding principle in his life. Elisa expresses gratitude towards Melissa, acknowledging her as a mother and a best friend who has provided her with a loving and fulfilling life. Remember, it's your curiosity that fuels this channel. Keep exploring, stay inspired, and join us for more amazing content next time.